doctors are giving out some insane advice when it comes to GLP-1s. And I gotta wonder, where on earth is this coming from? Let's talk about just the posts from this last week. That's right. All of this shenanery that I'm about to talk to you about is just from 1 week's worth of research in the support groups. I did not research old posts. This is just new posts in the support group, 1 week, 7 days. Let's just get into the craziness. I can't take it. If you're new here, my name is Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss quest, and hopefully you'll subscribe, come along for the ride, because I put out new videos every day. So we're gonna do a deep dive into the absolute shenanery that doctors are telling their patients on GLP-1s. And I really gotta wonder where these doctors are getting this information, because it is all over the place. First up, we've got doctors telling patients to not drink while eating when on a GLP-1. Now, this one, I think, and this is just my speculation, I think this one comes from doctors looking into what is being done for bariatric patients, which is a totally different animal. So bariatric patients are told not to drink while eating a meal because their stomachs have been reduced in size and they can only fit, 3 to 4 ounces of anything in their stomach. Okay, well, GLP-1 patients, our stomachs are the same size. So, doc, what are you talking about? Now, my other thought was, okay, well, maybe doctors are telling people this because people are having challenges with digestion. So their thought process is, okay, well, if you just don't dilute the food, right, because of the slow digestion, you'll have better digestion. Okay, well, if you want better digestion, then doctors should be recommending a digestive enzyme. That's going to help you digest, not eliminating liquid or only having liquid at certain times. That was the other thing. One of the posts was doctor told her not to consume liquids while eating. And then the other one was told to only have liquids at certain times during the day. Who is telling their patients to do that? Next up, and this one is not new, this one always makes me cringe when I see it, are doctors giving advice about the number of calories that their patient should be consuming, and those numbers are ridiculously low. And by ridiculously low, I mean less than 1,000 calories. Along with that, are doctors saying to patients, oh yeah, you have plenty of stored fat on your body, so if you don't feel like eating, just don't eat. Except they don't follow up by telling the patient, oh, by the way, if you follow that advice, you're going to lose all of your hair and you may possibly end up with an electrolyte imbalance, a vitamin deficiency. You may have increased nausea, sulfur burps, decreased efficiency in digestion. What? No, we should not be encouraging people to develop an ED while taking a GLP-1. No. Calories are important. Eating is normal and healthy, and you should be doing it in a healthy way. Not just, relying on appetite suppression and then effectively starving yourself for days at a time. Another fun one that I saw was a doctor told their patient that they had to come off of a GLP-1 because they weren't able to eat red meat. So the patient was having digestive issues. They had only been on a GLP-1 for, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks, right? So just starting out. And they were having this challenge with digesting red meat. Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that at the beginning of my GLP-1 journey, I also struggled when it came to red meat and pork. It was just the delayed digestion, something about it. My body just needed time to adjust, both to the medication and to, what I needed in order to digest those meats, right? Because it takes quite a bit to break them down. It's not completely, undoable, like, oh my gosh, you're eating red meat, right? And not everybody has this challenge. But this doctor specifically said, oh, you can't eat red meat? Oh no, that's going to be a huge problem. We're going to have to take you off this medication. Or, here's an alternative. You could recommend digestive enzymes and recommend that your patient, time carefully when they're going to have those meals that include whatever it is they're having a tough time digesting. It doesn't always have to be meat. For some people, it's, veggies. For others, it can be, legumes, lentils, right? Beans, things of that nature. So it varies from person to person. So doctors could be telling their patients to just be more strategic, take digestive enzymes, and make sure that you're not eating or consuming those items very late in your day because of the delayed digestion, right? Because then it's sitting heavy right before you go to bed. But no, this doctor's answer was to say, oh, no. If you can't eat red meat, you have to come off the medication. It's not working for you. In the same vein of terrible things that doctors have said, there was somebody else who posted and said that they only lost 4 pounds in their first month of 2.5 Tirzepatide. And so their doctor said that it's not a good fit for them, so they're going to move them to a different medication. And the medication that they offered was less effective. It wasn't Semaglutide, it was one of the others. So I'm like, let me just get this straight. You have a patient who's on the starter dose of the best medication that we have on the market as far as GLP and GLP-1s go currently. There'll be better ones coming out soon. But currently, it is the top tier. And they're just getting started. They effectively lost 1 pound per week for 4 weeks, which is healthy weight loss. And the doctor said, oh no, this is not working for you. You're not losing enough weight. We're going to take you off of it. Things like that, it makes me think, does this doctor even know how this medication works? Do they even understand that it takes 4 weeks for that first dose to build up in your system? Like, do they understand that this is an endocrine medication, not a weight loss pill? So you have to give the body time to catch up? It just completely baffles me. The other ones that really throw me for a loop are the ones where their doctor told them to only do this one thing. So, for example, there was one post where someone said, my doctor told me only to drink electrolyte drinks. First of all, that's probably way too much sodium. Second of all, on average, unless you're working out really hard or hitting cardio really hard, on average, with a GLP-1, you need 1 electrolyte drink per day. Unless you have some other condition, in which case, right, you do you, that's between you and your doctor. But for the average Joe, you just need 1 electrolyte drink a day. You don't need to drink electrolytes all day long. And some of these electrolyte drinks, like I've tried some of the flavors, and they are so salty. They are so salty. I can't imagine drinking multiple of those in a day. No wonder people are constantly posting in the support groups, oh, I gained 3 pounds overnight and I don't know why. How many electrolyte drinks did you drink? Are you drinking this XYZ electrolyte powder? Did you check how much sodium's in it? Because holy cow, I think they're trying to turn us into a salt lick. I don't think they're actually trying to help us. I think they're like, their companies are run by horses or goats, and they're just sitting around a table scheming, and they're like, let's turn the humans into a salt lick, and then we will have all the salt licks. Okay, I might have got a little carried away there, but really, if you have not been looking at the amount of sodium that's in these electrolyte drinks, please start doing that, because some of them are just redonkulous. Next up, we've got doctors who dose jump their patients. And I've talked about this before because this is not something new, but we had a few more posts this week about patients who started out on the lowest dose of both Semaglutide and Tirzepatide, and they weren't having results, so their doctor just jumped them up to some other higher dose. So for the Tirzepatide one, which is the only one that I remember, it specifically, they went from 2.5 to 7.5. And then when people started freaking out in the comments because this person had not taken the 7.5 shot yet, the person was like, I don't think my doctor would have advised this if it wasn't a good idea. Okay, let me tell you what, there, Susie Q. You go ahead and take that 7.5 shot, but make sure that there's somebody around who can take you to the ER in case it goes poorly, because there's a reason why the dosing schedule is the way it is. That's the maximum of what people were able to handle during the clinical trials. So why would you jump from 2.5 to 7.5? In what world does that sound like a good idea? Mind you, this person had never been on a GLP-1 before. So if you're thinking, oh, well, they were probably on semaglutide, and so the doctor was just trying to get them over. No, this person had never been on a GLP-1 before. They just started out on 2.5, and then they weren't, I guess, getting acceptable results per the doctor, so they jumped them up to 7.5. Insanity. These are just some of the things from the past week that really just made me go, what? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel. If you're looking for a positive-only support group where you won't be able to find any kind of misinformation like that, yikes, definitely check it out. It's in the link in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go check out my other videos where I have helpful tips and tricks that can help you on your health journey. And as always, be kind, rewind.